So I apologize for what happened yesterday, the interruption, but some of this technology's got me. Anyway, we're on cuff base, and what I started was the light print, that is the Tiv's explanation of this piece of sub. Now, the most amazing thing is that you really have to project yourself into a spiritual world and outside of your body, just using the anatomy, our own personal anatomy, as an explanation to give us a starting point to be able to understand this, because we're not talking about something as real in the way that we understand, just that we have a reference to it. Somehow, by combining the lights of the ears and the lights of the nose, this is really of the Ak, of Adam Gadmon. Then we are diminishing the light in such a way that we're beginning to start forming it. And he says the major, and this is a secret that we just have to work on, because I'm working on it, what this Aleph represents. Because it wants to say that from the lights of the ears and the nose, by combining them, we make Alephs. This Aleph has some kind of a power of distinction. So later on, we'll see that it refers to the name Ekia. We'll see different kinds of things that it could mean, as I'm trying to figure it out and see how it goes. So let's look at the light print on page Kaf Base. So he says, Kavarnis Bayer Ki Otzrot Chaim. Now talking about the lights that are coming out of the nose of Ak. Sharaka Oz Vavnis Galsa V'Nechloka L'Shisha Lofim. So we see that there is a stream coming out of the nose. It's in the form of a vok. And this part here, we can see that it can be distinguished. There's 6 different olives there. So he said, the Oz Dalad and Nana Nechlech is the Dalad Lofim, but there's also a hay there. The Vav is really a part of the leg of the hay, but the Dalad, which is the roof, and the other leg, that's not so revealed. It's there, but it's like on the side. Behinish eres behelim, so it remains like in a hidden kind of way. It's a part of the hay that's coming out. Amnamim kol zer v'yesh kam remez ba'alma, but here we have also an allusion to this, a common allusion. Shagam b'toch hadalad yeshnam arba alaf na'alomim. That also the power of this aleph is also in the dalad as well, even though you can't really see the dalad. How does this go? As how do we understand this? Because we have lights coming out of the nose and lights coming out of the ears. As he's going to explain how the different combinations of light are going to work, coming out of the nose and the ears. So he said, the Hare Os Aleph, Nidin the Kois V'Chabitzuras Yud Vav Yud, Hanu Yud Lamala, Yud Lamata, Vav Be'em Sekazeh. So this is the Aleph that we're always dealing with. V'chein Nidin the Kois V'Chabitzuras Yud Vav Dalad, but also it could be written in a different form. Yud up above, Vav down below, and an upside down Dalad the Vav in the middle, and upside down Dalad down below. Kolomer Yud Lamala, Dalad Lefucha Lamata, this is just saying the words I just said, upside down Dalad down below, and the Vav in the middle. And then it looks like this. V'hine yeshnam arba alafim. So you could see that if you could make some kind of combinations here, then how do these combinations work? V'hine yeshnam arba alafim harumazim ba'os dalad in this kara. So there are 4 different olives that we could see here. We can make them. Asher shtayim mehem heim b'tzuras yud vav dalad. If 2 of them are in the form of yud vav dalad, Shtayim mehem are in the form of Yud Vav Yud. V'hu ba'ofen zeh, and it goes like this. Ki ma'ozen yatsa es spheros, that from the ear comes out 10 spheros. V'hagam shahor yotzim in the ozen hu b'tzuras hay. Now we had said previously that the light that's coming out of the ear is in the formation of a hay. But the hay can be made into a 10 by splitting the hay, as we say just right now, it's into a dalad and a vav. Vav is 6, the Dalad is 4, that makes 10. But now, in our metaphor, in the metaphor we want to use here, let's not consider it to be 10, let's consider it to be 1 letter, the letter Yud. Yud is 10 in Hebrew. The Fisha Yeshbo as Spheros, as we know there are 10 Spheros over there in this hay. So now they're more broken down when they come out of the nose, And instead of being a hey, which we have to make the formation, now we actually see there's a daled, there's a solid vav. B'kasha tikach, so this is what you do. He says, this is the cookbook. B'kasha tikach as os yud sheba'oris ha'ozen ha'yomonis, so take the right ear. There's a yud there. Im osios daled and vav shall neked the yomonis shebechoitim, and then out of the right nostril, there's a broken up hey coming out of there, which is one part is a daled, one part is a vav. Hare yesh shlosh osios, now you have just on the right side, you have a yud, and you have the vav, and you have the daled. That makes an aleph, yud vav daled. Shemehem nitan laharkiv os aleph, so this, you could make it into an aleph, that is the hainu yud lamala, vav ensva, and the daled the mata, kazeh. So it looks like this. I pronounce it yuvad, but let's say it's not yuvad, it's just yud vav daled. V'zehu remez os aleph, so this is a remez to the aleph, a rishonach, a meremezes, ba'os daled sheyatzim ba'os v'chotun yamim. So now we say that this is a reference, it's a backwards reference, to the fact that out of the nose, even though that we only see the vav, which has 6 alephs in it, but that you could reason out by combining it with the light of the ear, that you could see that there's a daled there also. V'al derek zeh, kashenikach as a oz yud, hotzos yotzos me'ozen small, so now you take the yud that comes out of the left ear, v'chein as a osius daled and vav, yotzos meneked smallly shalachotem, and in the same process that's come out of the left nostril, them yesh kam shlosh osius once again of yud vav daled keder sheyeshna ba'oris da'ozen v'chotin yamim, so down that you have the same thing in the letters, the lights rather, they come out of the left and the right, and the right ear and the right nostril. So you have the same thing over here on the left side. V'harezu os aleph shniya. This makes a second aleph, a remezes ba'os daled kazeh, that is like this. Now, if this seems like it's hard or what we're going at, it's because there's not much physicality to it. The more physical things become, then the more obvious they become. But here we're seeing something that is really by remez, by inference, and you have to just see the possibilities and move on. So now we have 2 alafim that are in Yud Vav Daled, mitoch arba alafim, and the alamim both Daled, and that is a reference to the fact that they're in the letter Daled, which is sitting there solid. You can't see the Daleds, the alephs, but nonetheless there is a reference you could take by combining the light of the right ear, the right nose, the left ear, the left nose, that you could see how you could make these letters up, and this is in fact what the Eibshter did. Now we're going to go, as we go forward, we're going to talk about 2 different kinds of alafim, which is our common aleph, the aleph that we're used to looking at. So when you combine them with the 2 alafim that are in the other form, then we're going to see that you will have 4 alafim. Harehem arba alafim. They will be 4 alafim. Now let's go to the next one. This is the light print on number Yud Daled, and this is going to go down to. We're going to go down a little bit, and this is pure Kabbalah now that you're seeing here. Now, this is something that you don't need to apply anyplace, because the Rav, as you get deeper into this subject, he's going to apply it for you. So you're going to see different kinds of places where this works, and it's always going to be a little bit hidden, because we're talking about something, once again, it's not particularly physical, and so therefore it's difficult to see, difficult to picture in our minds what these relationships are, how in fact he's building the world out of these letters, and it'll be more complete, more concrete as we go forward. So he says, down in the light print on number Yud Daled, he says, La'el nizbar inyanam shel shnei alafim. So up above, we've explained the inyan of these 2 alafim, mitocha arba alafim, and the alamim ba'oz daled. So we're saying a statement that there are 4 alafim hidden inside the daled, and now we've explained 2 of them, which are in the form of Yud Vav Daled, by the right nose and the left nose, the right ear and the right nostril, and the left ear and the left nostril. Shehem Shnei Alafim B'tzuras Yud Vav Daled. I'm at the top of the page, Kaf Gimel. which is Yud Vav Yud. Small. So this is what you do now. This is a cookbook. You take the Yud that's coming out of the left ear. Vas Havav Ayotis V'nekev Chotim small. So you have the left ear, left nostril. V'chatam Shebechotim Monim Rak as a Vav V'lochav as a Dalet. So you want to put in parenthesis. So why don't we mention the Dalet? Why don't we just say the Vav that's coming out? Hu Mishum Shuraka Vav Shebechotim is Galsa, because the Dalet is still hidden. Maybe there it's on the side someplace where you can't see it, it's not glowing. This is something you could see. So you take the Yud, which you could see coming out of the ear, because again, we said it's a hay, but it's a hay made out of the Dal and the Vav, and it's a reference to a Yud. So this is very ethereal, man. Very ethereal. So taking that Yud, combining it with the Vav in the left nostril. So he said that the Dalet is still hidden. And then you take the Yud, you cross over, and you take another Yud from the right ear. This is what the Eibishter actually did in creating the world. He says, Hare Heim Shlosha Osis Yud Vav Yud. So you went Yud, Vav, Yud, like that, right? Picture it in space. Harumezes Laos Aleph. So this is now a reference to another Aleph. Al Shlishi Shebetzuras Yovi, which is in the shores of Yud Vav Yud Kazeh, our common Yud, our common Aleph rather. V'chein kasher nikach es oz Yud hayotzes ma'oz in yamin. So now, when you take the Yud that comes from the right ear, v'esa oz Vav hayotzes min nekev chotim yamin, and the Vav, now you go this way. V'chein oz ha'oz Yud hayotzes ma'oz in small. So then you go to the left ear and you take that Yud. You do it backwards, the opposite. Harei Heim Shlosh Os is Yovi again. Haramaz is the Os Aleph. Revi is Shebetzvuras Yovi, Kazeh, Yud Vav Yud. And it's our Ovanimsa Sheyeshna Arba Aleph. And now we see that there's a reference here to 4 different Alephs. So he said, Asher Shnayim Mehem Heim Betzuras Yud Vav Dal Kazeh. Shnayim Mehem Heim Betzuras Yud Vav Yud Kazeh. So the she'elu arba b'chalafim a ramaz l'toch adalet. So now we see how it is that you have a reference to 4 alafim that are referenced in this letter Daled, but you had to reason backwards by looking at the lights that you could actually, let's say that as if it was possible to see them. And the Rav is telling us, look, there is such a thing as a right ear avak and a right nostril on the left and a right on the other side, a left ear and a left nostril on the other side. And these lights can pull together to form letters. And this is the secret of what he's telling us. Now, later, in other places, which I haven't not discovered, I just haven't got to it, but there's a lesson, there's all different kinds of places that discuss what the meaning of this aleph is. And we will also see references as we go along, but it's a very hidden idea. It's a very powerful idea, the beginning idea. So he says, now we're going to go to the light print on number Tesvav. Now we have a reference, an inside reference to the fact that there are 4 olives in the light of the nose and the dawa that's coming out of the light of the nose. Let's go to number Tesvav, and this will be the lesson for today. So these 4 alafim, Ramazim al Gilui Ma'at Shalaos Dawud She'enim Mitzchalakas the Gamri the Dawud alafim. So this is a reference and a way that we can understand that there are 4 olives that are coming out of the Dawud, which is coming out of the nose. So there in the Vav that comes out of the nose, that streaming light, there we can see that. That he says that is much more revealed. So in order to understand that there's actually 10 olives here, another 4 olives that come from the Daled, that you have to use reasoning in order to be able to see the reference to it of how you combine the right ear, again, the right nostril, the left ear, the left nostril, and different kinds of ways to compose these letters. But now that we see that they are there, and the Rav wants to understand that they're there, when they're going to come out of the mouth, because now we're talking about the ear first, and we're talking about the nose, and now we're going to talk about the mouth. This is called ozen chotem peh. Achap is the word that we use for this. Nimsa sheba'oros ozen maskil lahoyer the av desag. So the top tam here is called the av desag. Shuba b'chinas tamim the nekudos. This is the tamim called the tamim of nekudos, because sag is always going to be nekudos. So we take the tamim, and we said they're going to be divided into 3 different types of tamim. We're talking about the same tamim that we have in the Torah. In some way, if you reason back to the language that I'm going to start calling Rabbi Memran RYC. So that RYC is using it, is you're talking about different kinds of wavelengths or vibrations, because tamim always refers to music. It's the nekudos are the sounds, the specific sounds that the music makes, but the tamim are much higher. They're a higher level. They're music, purely musical. Now, what is music? Music is a series of waves at different times. Try to put your mind on that. So the upper tamim, the upper set of music, is referred to your ears. So can you hear? So we hear? What do we listen to? So this music is going on around us all the time. So those mekubalim who are really privileged, they have a chance to be able to look at this, to be able to listen to it, put your mind to it. You can do that. You can put your mind, just listen to the sound. To listen. Now you could make it more concrete by talking about the nekudos. So let's go on. So he says, let's see, so they come out in 10 spheros that you can't see the spheros, but there's a letter hey there in some way, and that hey is saying, hey, listen. So inside of me, it says there are 10 spheros. That there's a middle set of tamim, and then there's more revelation of the light, because this light is now going to go downwards. And now you can actually see that the hey, which was one letter, is now got 2 forms inside of it. And he says, and then the vav is divided into 6 different aleph. Because there we can see that that's more revealed. This vav is, you could divide it up. But the daled we can only understand the remez by combining the ears and the nose, the lights from each. As we combine the lights of the ears and the nose, we can see that there's 4 olives in there. And again, the significance of this olive, which is there, the Zohar discuss the olives, was very hidden. What it really talks about. Akadayim hu rak remez ba'alma, but this is only hinted at. Amna magiloi ikri, but the main place that we're going to see this, the light of this dawud, Uba Oris Hapeh is going to become from the light that's going to come out of the mouth of Ak. Shuhu Lamata Minachaitim, which is down below, which means it's going to be more physical. V'sham Hizgalash Gamadal. There, you don't have to have a reference, because now you're going to be able to see this Dawud. Shahar Rikavar Nizbar Shakafiha Sha'or Yorid Lamata, because now we're explaining that as the light is now going downwards, so then again, he's saying what I just said, is that as the light goes down, it becomes more physical. It becomes more physical, it becomes possible to see it. But from this, you could reason backwards why Moshe Rabbeinu told everybody to stay away from the mountain. Because as you get closer to it, you're going the opposite of Gilui. You're going into hiddenness. And that means that you could disappear, because it's not physical. There's no physical there. And that's what we see over here. That's the shir for today. Thanks a lot.